Today we are going to start a new chapter in economics, that is population, chapter number 7. We all know that nowadays population becomes one of the challenging topic for Indian economy. As population is increasing, first of all, pressure of population increases on land, means we have to deforest, means deforestation process taking place, means we are removing forest, agricultural areas, we are converting those agricultural areas for living, for establishing company, for establishing industry. As a result, the individuals are not able to get natural resources in sufficient quantity, and natural resources when becomes shortage, then we are not able to fulfill our requirement, our need. That's why population becomes one of the challenging topic or challenging matter for any, not only for India, for any country where population increasing or growth rate is very high. It means that country is facing a very big challenge, that is population. Now, first of all, try to understand the terms related with population. The one is birth rate from textbook. I am taking chapter number 7 and directly right now I am taking topic on page number 86. First of all, 86 page number. Try to understand the meaning of birth rate. Now, what is birth rate? The number of child taking birth in every 1,000 people, in every 1,000 population, that is called birth rate. But how birth rate is calculated? For example, just assume that in a country total 30,000 individuals are living, means population is 30,000. Now we have to calculate birth rate. So for every 1,000 population, suppose 50 child are taking birth. Then again in another 1,000 population, 50 child are taking birth. Then another 1,000, 50 child are taking birth. In this way, 1,000 we are dividing in 10 parts. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 30 parts. 30 into 10, 1,000, 30,000. 30 into 1,000, it becomes 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, right, 30,000. So in every 1,000, 50 live births are taking place. It means total 1,000, total 30 parts are there. So 30 into 50, because in every 1,000, 50 children are taking birth. 30 into 50, 1,500. Total children are taking birth 1,500. So formula is total number of children taking birth, that is 1,500, and total population is 30,000 into, because we are calculating number of children taking birth in every 1,000, so multiply with 1,000. In this way we will get birth rate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 150 divided by 3. You will get 50. Means 50 is the birth rate. 50% is the birth rate. This is the percentage. In this way, we are calculating birth rate. So, what is the formula for birth rate? First of all, try to understand. Definition is given in the textbook. Now, take textbook with yourself so that we are able to complete the course in a rapid way. The birth rate depicts the number of children born for every 1,000 people during the given year. One line definition. The birth rate depicts means shows the number of children born for every 1,000 people during the given year. In short, I am writing number of children born for every 1,000 people now in your notes try to make notes right from this topic, birth rate, then death rate, then later on we will do previous topics, but first of all the important questions starts from here. Number of children born for every 1,000 people during a given year. And formula for birth rate is equal to total number of live birth during a given year upon total population in 2000. In this way we will get, by applying this formula we will get birth rate. And if we consider the data regarding birth rate of 1951, because 1951 is the first time, after independence, the proper systematic census means counting of population was undertaken in the year 1951. That's why we are taking the data of 1951, and second data we have to take the last census, means 2011. In 2011 last census was undertaken. So two data is very important. One of the first census, and second one is the latest census, that is 2011. In the year 2011 last census was undertaken. Census means, once again, counting of population, and we know that counting of population is undertaken after every 10 years. Now next census will be held in 2021. So in 1921 the birth rate was 39.9, and in 2011 birth rate was 21.8. Means this data shows that just after independence birth rate was high. Means in every 1,000 people 39.9, or almost we can say, according to mathematics, 40 children are taking birth. Whereas in 2011, by taking some precautionary measures introduced by government, and individuals are themselves, they are taking steps at their own capacity. Now birth rate has been reduced, means not very much, but to a larger extent we can say population is nowadays controlled by individuals due to precautionary measures introduced by the government. So now birth rate is 21.8. In 1951 39.9, in 2011 birth rate is 21.8%. This is about birth rate. Number of children born for every 1,000 people during the given year is called birth rate. Formula: total number of live birth during a given year upon total population into 1,000. And according to the data, in 1951 birth rate was 39.9, whereas in 2011, means in the last census, on the basis of last census data, birth rate is 21.8. This is about birth rate. Second one is death rate. Now death rate is the opposite of birth rate. Number of, here definition is number of people, not children, number of people died. According to textbook, number of children died in every 1,000 people during a given year. The death rate depicts the number of people who die per every 1,000 people, means for every 1,000 people in a given year is called death rate. And formula of death rate: death rate is equal to number of people who died in a given year upon total population into 1,000. In this way we are calculating death rate, and death rate in the year here I am taking 1951 and 2011. In 1951 death rate was 27.4, whereas in 2011 death rate is 7.1, means 7.1. This is about birth rate. And this is death rate. Now birth rate is completed, death rate is completed. Now what is population growth rate? What is population growth rate? Number of times you have heard growth rate increased by 2%, 3%. What is growth rate? Growth rate is the difference between the birth rate and the death rate. For example, in the year 1951 birth rate was 39.9. Birth rate is equal to 39.9. And in the same year death rate was 27.4. Death rate is equal to 27.4. Difference of these two is called population growth rate. 9 minus 4 5, 9 minus 7 2, 3 minus 2 1. 3 minus 2 1. It is 12.5 is the population growth rate. The difference between birth rate and death rate is called population growth rate. आप देख सकते हैं जन्म कितने बच्चों का हुआ है 39, लगा लो 40, और डेथ कितने की हुई है टोटल 27. अभी राउंड फिगर ले लेते हैं 40 and 27. जन्म ले रहे हैं 40, डेथ हो रही है 27 की, तो पॉपुलेशन कितने से बढ़ जाती है आपकी 10 माइनस 7 13 लोगों से आपकी पॉपुलेशन बढ़ जाती है. एक तरफ 40 से बढ़ रही है संख्या पॉपुलेशन की, दूसरी तरफ 27 से कम हो रही है, बट नेट रिजल्ट क्या निकल रहा है 30 इज द पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ रेट. तो इफ क्वेश्चन विल कम फॉर 1 मार्क्स, व्हाट इज पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ रेट? द डिफरेंस बिटवीन बर्थ रेट एंड डेथ रेट इज कॉल्ड पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ रेट. You can see the data of 2011, birth rate is 21.8 and death rate is 7.1. 11 minus 7 4, 14.8 means in 1951 growth rate was 12.5 and in 2011 growth rate was 14.8. It means it indicates that population is increasing at much more speed in the year 2011 as compared to 1951. So in this way we can calculate population growth rate also. But here right now we have to learn what is birth rate. We have to understand what is birth rate and death rate. So birth rate, once again, number of children born for every 1,000 people during the given year. And formula, number of children, same that formula you can write, number of children born during a given year out upon total population and into 1,000. In this way we can calculate birth rate and birth rate data for 1951 39.9 and in 2011 21.8. Death rate, it is the opposite of birth rate. Number of, not children, number of people who die, D-I-E, die. For every number of people, instead of children you have to write people, born, instead of born you have to write die. Number of people die. for every 1000 people during the given year. It's called death rate. बस सिर्फ दो वर्ड आपको चेंज करने, it becomes definition of death rate. Number of third certain people, number of people instead of born die. और फॉर्मूला ऑलमोस्ट सेम हो जाएगा आपका. Death rate is equal to total number of people die during a given year. Total number of people die during a given year upon total population into 1000. In this way, we can calculate death rate. Then you have to learn data, especially of 2011 for MCQ or for 1 mark question. 2011 birth rate is 21.8 and death rate is 7.1. The first topic is completed. Birth rate and death rate. Now next two topics are causes of high birth rate and second topic is causes of low death rate. मतलब आज की डेट में बर्थ रेट बढ़ क्यों रहा है, उसके कारण क्या क्या है वो है. और सेकंड क्वेश्चन है डेथ रेट, जो मरने वालों की संख्या है पहले ज़्यादा थी अभी कम हो गई है, तो कम होने के कारण क्या है. तो राइट नाउ आई एम डूइंग causes of low death rate because topic is short. I am able to complete that topic in this lecture. तो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, और नोट्स बनाना हो तो आप ऐसे बनाना. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 डिफाइन बर्थ रेट एंड डिफाइन डेथ रेट. नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 एंड अकॉर्डिंग टॉपिक नंबर 2 कॉजेस ऑफ लो डेथ रेट. कॉजेस ऑफ लो डेथ रेट. नाउ व्हाट आर द कॉजेस ऑफ लो डेथ रेट? टोटल 4 points are given. You have to do any 3 points of your own choice. Here I am selecting 3 points. First one is improvement in standard of living. First one is improvement in standard of living. Now once you are able to learn points, then explanation you can do in your own way just by reading the contents of this point. Improvement in standard of living. This improvement in standard of living also a cause, also a reason of low death rate. How? Due to economic development. Due to economic development, what happens when economic development takes place in any economy, in any country, especially we are talking about developing countries, when economic development takes place, as a result national income as well as per capita income also increases. Due to economic development, national income and per capita income both increases. When per capita, what is per capita income? You know, income of an individual, that is called per capita income, which is calculated on average basis. For example, if in any economy, just assume that 3 individuals are living, only 3. The income of first individual is 30,000 per month. Second individual, he is earning 40,000. And third individual is earning 50,000. So their income is different, but when we are calculating per capita income, that is calculated on average basis. It means 50 plus 40, 90, 90 plus 30, 120. Total income of total population of that country is 1,20,000. This is the total income of total population. And total population we had assumed 3. It means each and every individual is earning 40,000. That is the per capita income. That is not true income, actual income. Because one individual is earning 30,000, another individual is earning 50,000, one more individual is earning 40,000. But when we are calculating per capita income on an average basis, then we will get 40,000. It means the per capita income of each individual is 40,000. That is called per capita income. So due to economic development, national income along with per capita income increases. Both are increasing. When per capita income increases, it means purchasing power of individual also increases. Purchasing power increases means they are able to purchase. They are able to purchase. Not only purchase, they are able to purchase or they are able to purchase various quality goods and quality services. For example, when income was low, individuals were using tap water, but now with the increase in income, nowadays many families are using RO plants. It means they are able to purchase quality goods or quality services. Earlier, many individuals whose income is very low, they were approaching government hospital for treatment, but nowadays many individuals, due to increased income, they are taking the treatment of private doctors or private hospitals. It means when purchasing power increases, they are able to purchase quality goods. Earlier, low quality goods, many individuals were using low quality goods in their food items, vegetable items. For example, jawar, bajra. But nowadays, many individuals are using wheat flour due to increasing income. When purchasing power increases, they are able to purchase quality goods and quality services. And when they are using quality goods and quality services, they are able to maintain their health for a longer time period. As a result, death rate will reduce. This is my point of view. Now, according to textbook, standard of living of the people has improved. Why? Because of the rise in income of the people. And why income of the people rises? Due to economic development. So when economic development takes place, national income and per capita income increases, and when per capita income increases, purchasing power of individual increases. When purchasing power increases, they are able to purchase, they are able to afford quality goods and quality services, and which when they are using quality goods and quality services, it maintains good health of the individual for a longer period. As a result, death rate reduced. People of our country, now due to increase in income, people of our country have now started getting better quality food grains, better housing, better health care, better education, which has lead to decrease in death rate. Anyway, you can explain. This is my point of view, and according to textbook, both are simple. Second point is control over epidemics. Second point. ये लेना होगा, ले लो फोटो. सोमवार. ये पॉइंट आपको लिख दिया है, एक्सप्लेनेशन में लिख दिया है, आप नोट्स बना सकते हैं. इन शॉर्ट, ड्यू टू इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट, नेशनल इनकम, पर कैपिटा इनकम, एरो मार्क लगा देने का, तो इजी हो जाएगा आपको याद करने में. Purchasing power increases. As a result, they are able to purchase various quality goods and quality services. And in the same point, which maintains their good health for a longer period. As a result, death rate reduced. Now, second point is control over epidemics. Control over epidemics. Now, what is the difference between epidemics, or first of all, what is the meaning of epidemics? Whenever any disease is spread over almost all the states of a particular country in a large scale, when any disease is spread on a large scale in the same country, then it is called epidemic. Now, what is pandemic? When the same disease is spread across the world, then it becomes pandemic. In short, we can say epidemic is used for national level and pandemic is used for international level. For example, coronavirus is a pandemic, not epidemic. It is a pandemic. It is spread over almost in all countries. It is spread. That's why it is called pandemic. So right now we are talking about epidemics. Earlier we can say 50-20 years back, So earlier there were many diseases, not disease, we can say life-threatening disease, means due to malaria, due to TB, cancer also once occurred. So patient or that individual will die definitely. Why? Due to lack of medical facilities. But now with the advancement of medical facilities, this type of disease were controlled. And once these type of disease were controlled, what happens? Death rate will reduce. Simple explanation is there. Earlier, we can write, first of all, earlier there were many life-threatening disease, due to which many life-threatening diseases like TB means tuberculosis, cancer, even malaria also, etc. Many people were died. Many people were died. Why many people were died? Due to lack of medical advancement. Because that time proper treatment was not there, proper medicine was not there for such type of disease, due to lack of medical advancement. Now opposite of that you have to write in second paragraph that nowadays due to medical advancement, such life-threatening disease can be controlled, and as a result what happens? As a result death rate has been reduced. Now you can understand this point from the current situation that nowadays coronavirus is spread almost all over the country, but right now we are talking about India, almost all over the country. So due to spreadness of coronavirus, we are not, and second, this is life-threatening disease, coronavirus, and due to lack of medical advancement, because medicine or any vaccination is not introduced right now, many people were dying, means death rate is increasing. But when vaccination comes into the market, it means we are able to control, that time we are able to control such type of life-threatening disease. That time death rate will, or death rate can be reduced. Same thing we have to explain in this point, second point. This is called control over, the second point is control over epidemics. Control over epidemics. So earlier there were many life-threatening diseases like TB, cancer, malaria, etc. Many people were died due to lack of medical advancement. But now due to medical advancement, such life-threatening disease can be controlled. As a result, that death rate has been reduced. So this is second point. Second point is there were many. Point number 2, control over epidemics. Control over epidemics. Now third point, four points are there in textbook. All the 4 points are simple. You can explain in a very simple way, but you have to take any 3 points for 3 months. Third one is control on drought. Control on drought. Now what is drought first of all? Drought means whenever there is less rainfall, due to less rainfall, or whenever rainfall does not occurs, in that year farmers are not able to produce food grains in sufficient quantity or in abundant quantity, बहुत ज़्यादा मात्रा में, या हम ऐसा भी बोल सकते हैं अगर रेनफॉल हो ही ना उस साल प्रोडक्शन होती ही नहीं है, then that situation is called a drought situation. So control on drought here. And due to low production, अगर उस साल प्रोडक्शन नहीं होती है, then many peoples who are dying because of starvation, मतलब भूखे मर जाते हैं. प्रोडक्शन नहीं होगी तो बहुत लोग भूखे मर जाते हैं. बट अभी इस टाइम ऐसा सिचुएशन नहीं है. दिस इज अबाउट 20-30 years back, because that time we do not have proper warehouse to keep the goods, to keep the food grains for a longer period. That's why earlier, this is about earlier. Now we have controlled this situation. Now we have abundant quantity of food grains. Even 2-3 years rainfall does not occur, then also government is able to fulfill the requirement of people regarding food grains. अगर 2-3 साल बरसात ना हो फिर भी हम सभी को अनाज दे सकते हैं, भले भाव ज़्यादा बढ़ जाए, but they are able to, government is able to provide food grains to each and every individual. It means nowadays government or economy has controlled the situation of drought. Now explanation. Earlier, due to lack of technological advancement, economy is not able to keep stock of food grains for a longer period. So whenever in any year rain does not occur, many people were died due to starvation. Starvation means when person is dying because of hungriness. जब कोई भूख से मर जाए, that is called starvation. So this is the explanation. Earlier, due to lack of technological advancement. Now what is the use of technological advancement? जब warehouse में food grains रखते हैं, various technologies are used. Temperature उसका ध्यान रखना, मॉइस्चराइजेशन का ध्यान रखना, जो रोडेंट्स होते हैं, जो जीव होते हैं, जो अनाज खराब करते हैं, उनसे कैसे बचना, उनके लिए अलग से मेडिसिन डालना. That's in this way we are able to secure our food grains in the warehouse. So earlier, due to lack of technological advancement, it is not possible for the economy to keep the stock of food grains for a longer period. And in that situation, if rain does not occur in any year, in that year many people were died due to starvation. But now opposite of that, but now due to technological advancement, economy is able to keep the stock of food grains for a longer period. Even rain does not occur in any year, government or economy is able to fulfill the requirements of food grain for the people. As a result, death rate is reduced. Third point. Now according to technology, textbook, science and technology led to control over drought. As a result, death caused by hunger could be stopped. Considerable increase in supply of food grains was registered after 1966. Why after 1966? Due to green revelation, now India is able to produce abundant quantity of food grains, and they are able to keep these food grains in the stock, in godown, in warehouse for a longer period. When green revolution was introduced in India, food grains can be easily transported from abundant area to scarce area. Abundant area मतलब जहाँ पे प्रोडक्शन ज़्यादा हुई है फूड ग्रेन्स की, वहाँ से उसको ट्रांसपोर्ट करके इजीली हम कहाँ पहुँचाते हैं, जिस एरिया में प्रोडक्शन कम हुई है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप देखते हैं न्यूज़ में रेगुलरली फ्लड्स आते हैं बिहार यूपी साइड में, तो वहाँ की जो प्रोडक्शन है वो लगभग खत्म हो जाती है. तो फ्रॉम पंजाब हरियाणा food grains are transported to UP and Bihar every year. In this way we are able to control the starvation situation. जो उस साइड में लोग भूख से मर जाते हैं उनको काफी हद तक कंट्रोल किया जा सके. एज ए रिजल्ट डेथ रेट इज रिड्यूस्ड. बट नाउ के बाद आपको इसका अपोजिट लिख देंगे. थर्ड पॉइंट इज कंप्लीटेड एंड फोर्थ पॉइंट आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग ओरली. एनी 3 points you can take. All points are easy. Protection against natural calamities and transportation facilities. Earlier नेचुरल कैलामिटीज जो प्राकृतिक आपदाएं होती है लाइक अर्थक्वेक, सुनामी, लैंडस्लाइड्स, फ्लड्स, फेमाइन्स, ये जितने भी अर्थक्वेक ये नेचुरल कैलामिटीज किसी भी एरिया में होते हैं, तो अर्लियर गवर्नमेंट इज नॉट एबल टू और इकोनॉमी इज नॉट एबल टू प्रोवाइड क्विक रिलीफ बिकॉज दैट टाइम ट्रांसपोर्टेशन वाज नॉट सो मच एडवांस्ड एंड देन due to lack of communication we are not able to know where natural calamities occurs. That's why economy is not able to provide relief, any kind of relief to that victim area. But nowadays transportation is advanced, communication process is advanced. That's why very quickly as government, as any agency comes to know that natural calamities occurs in that particular area, suppose natural calamity occurs in Kerala, so from very quickly central governments are transporting food grains and other relief to that area. In this way they are able to control death rate. So this is the topic, causes of low death rate is completed.